back to the channel. I am Chase, and today I'm going to be talking and reviewing a manga that a lot of people have told me to read. And I've never been one for manga or anime or any of that. It's never drawn me to it. I just never had any interest. And the book that they were talking about is Death Note. So I started reading Death Note probably, I think it was about November of last year. I gotta say, I really like Death Note. It's an awesome book. And today I'm reviewing not just number 1, but number 2 as well. I'll probably be dropping spoilers. Now, my goal, I have not read Death Note, obviously. I have not seen the anime. I haven't seen the Japanese movie that was made. And I have not seen the Netflix movie that was made. So my goal is to read Death Note. I've read 1 and 2. My goal is to read the manga, not anime, the manga, and then watch the anime. And then I might watch the Japanese film version. If not, then I'll just watch the Netflix version. And I'm going to review all of them because I freaking love this book. So let's go ahead and get into it. I really want to show this thing off and the other book too, and talk about it and let you guys know what I think and if it's worth it. Obviously it is, because I'm raving about it. So let's just get into it. Let's go ahead and look at number 1, volume 1. So this is written by Tsugumi Oba and art by Takeshi Obata. This is Death Note. Now, first off, I'm going to say this. I really love the matte finish on the books because it looks really pretty when you buy it new. But after you read it, it looks like junk. I mean, it looks bad. But it looks really pretty when you first get it. I mean, it looks awesome. I will give a synopsis. This story is about Light Yagami, and what happens is Light Yagami finds a Death Note on the street, and he goes and picks it up, and this Death Note belongs to Ryuk, and Ryuk is a god of death. Ryuk left that notebook on the street, and he needs to go get it back. He finds out that Light has it. Now, what's so cool about the Death Note? Well, Light discovers whatever name you write in the book, that person will then die. So now that he has the Death Note, he's also stuck with Ryuk. Now, here's what happens is basically Light Yagami, he starts using the Death Note as a tool to punish criminals. And he starts writing criminals' names in there, and he starts killing them. And so what happens is people start realizing, hey, all of these people are dying from heart attacks, because that's what happens if you write the name in the book, but you don't really give a reason as to how they died. They just then die from a heart attack. So all these people are dying from heart attacks, and what happens is they call in heavy investigation, and by this guy named L, to find Kyra, and that is L. So that's basically the synopsis of this volume 1. So let's just take a look at this. So here's why I like this book. First off, the story is just so well thought out and so well scripted that I honestly, now I take this for what it's worth, I couldn't predict it, but there's a lot of things I don't predict. Like when I start watching a movie or something, my brain turns off and I just watch the movie and I get surprised. I'm like, oh, I didn't see that coming, when it was totally obvious that was going to happen. However, I do think I'm a little bit more critical when I read comics, or in this case manga. And yeah, I couldn't see it coming. And that is one thing that I really appreciate. Because this author, when he writes his stories, or when he's writing this story, he's going between the two perspectives of Kyra and L. And so he has to think of both sides. When I was in speech and debate in high school, one of the things that they taught us all the time was, if you're going to argue for something, make sure that you understand everything that your opponent will argue against you. So that way, you completely understand their argument. So when it comes time to debate, you can pretty much defend against everything that they're going to say. That is what Sugumi Oba does. Is he thinks about every single side. So what happens is, as he's thinking about the story, he's going, okay, this is what L will do. This is what Kaya would do. And he starts going deeper and deeper, and he gets to another conclusion that you would have never saw at the surface, because he just keeps going deeper and deeper into different details. That's what makes this book so good. This volume is basically heavily focused on Light and him being tracked down by Kyra, and it ends here with cameras being installed in Light's room, which he knows about. And let's go into book 2, because this book is actually, I like it more than book 1 or volume 1. This one gets even crazier. So this one actually starts off with the whole, if you've ever seen the anime, I haven't seen the anime, but this is where, if you ever maybe seen the memes, there's a really famous scene where Light Yagami is eating potato chips. This is the part where he knows that there's cameras everywhere, but he's trying to look very normal and doing his schoolwork and whatever, while finding criminals on this TV hidden within the bag. And that's where in the anime, he's like yelling, but they're all his thoughts, but he's yelling and being very dramatic, but when he's just literally very calmly eating potato chips. So that's, if you've ever seen that meme, well, this is where it comes from. And I want to talk about the artist here. Okay? As a amateur artist that I am, I always start focusing on the art. And this book is so boring. Now, let me tell you why. Because everything in this book is dialogue. It's people sitting around and talking. Now, if you know, this literally right here is like the only action sequence that I can think of in the 2 volumes that I've read now. This is it. In the whole story here, that's all it is it's people, like right here, just sitting around, talking, eating, talking, and getting into Misa Amain. She's awesome. But again, still talking. Here's the thing, all right? If, like, look at these pages. Boom. Boom. Okay? No panel looks the same. That's where you gotta celebrate the artist here. Is that he's taking a very literal, boring scene of just people talking. And I get very frustrated in Marvel, DC, or in American comics when they have people talk. It's like we're talking about heroes here. Nobody should be sitting around just talking. There needs to be action and action and action. How can I celebrate this? Because Takeshi Obata understands art, and he understands perspective, and he understands camera angles to give the reader a sense. It's literally almost as he's a director of photography on a film. He understands where the camera needs to be in order to give the best. I mean, the close-up on the eye, the close-up profile on the face, the upward slant of the face here, like yelling, no background, like just these things that is what a cinematographer uses to convey the story. As they talk about things, you are also learning everything about the story through the images and text. No image, no drawing, no panel is wasted or just there to fill. Everything has a purpose. And that's why you can just read this. And it's a very quick read, honestly. Like, even though these books are pretty thick, like, it's super quick to read. Like, you just go through it really quick. So anyway, let's get to one of my favorite characters. And this is, she makes her entrance. Yes, Misa Amain. Okay, so throughout the story, Light Yagami here, he actually partners with L and his dad, who is the commissioner, you could say, of the police force, and he partners with them to help solve the Kyra case. What happens is there comes a second Kyra, and everybody's like, what the heck? Even Light is like, what the heck? This second Kyra is Misa Amain, and she is in absolute love with Light. Because Light is Kyra, and Kyra punished a burglar, and that burglar was the same burglar that killed her parents. And so because of that, she loves Kyra, and when she finds out that he is Kyra, I won't give that away how she does, but she does, she wants to completely devote herself to him and to do whatever he wants to just bring the world justice or whatever it might be, just to go along with his diabolical evil plan. Everybody loves Misa Amain. And this is where I really feel like DC has left some of its roots with Harley Quinn. Because when you read her, you're like, this is literally the relationship of Joker and Harley Quinn. He's a sociopath. He has absolutely no feelings for her. And she is just as crazy, but has absolutely all the feels for him. And that's literally the relationship of Joker and Harley. And DC has really strayed from that. Harley has been completely rewritten. I still like Harley. She's cool, but like this version of Harley, but this characterization of Harley is what she was born as and what she was created as, and you know what, in most fans' hearts, that's who she is. Anyway, so you just can't help but love Misa Amain and everything about her. They make plans and things get crazy. I'm not going to spoil the ending. Well, whatever. You've made it this far, whatever. What happens is by the end of it, Misa actually does get caught as the second Kyra. Actually, it's right here. L figures it out. Well, he doesn't really figure it out, but he has a really strong suspicion. And so they capture Misa, and then by virtue of that, also Light then volunteers himself to be put into basically solitary confinement, in that hopes of that as he's there, it will be proven that he's not Kyra. And that is the end of Volume 2 of Death Note. Again, this is really just great, masterful work. I can understand why people love this book so much. It's honestly just a great, solid, good read. I'm just about to start on Volume 3. So when I do, I will definitely give a review on that. And my plan is I'm going to do a review on each volume hereafter. So Volume 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then I'll do a review on the anime. And then I might do a review on the Japanese film. I may or may not watch that. I don't know if I have a whole lot of interest to watch that one. But I'll definitely review the Netflix version of Death Note. And on the anime, I'll just do the anime. I'm not going to do each episode. I'll just do the anime when I complete that. So, because I really love this book. This is my first manga I've ever read. I've never read anything else. And I think I'm starting on a great story. So, thank you everybody for watching. If you have read this book, please tell me your thoughts on it. Let me know what you think. And if you have not already, please subscribe to this channel and ring that bell for notifications. More videos like this and other topics that are discussed here. And if you have not, also like this video, because that really helps out the channel, helps it grow, helps it reach more people. So thank you everybody, and Peace out.